Everybody just clap your hands like this. Come on, just clap your hands like this. Come on, just clap your hands like this. Come on, clap your hands like this. Where you at? Come on, come on.
Black, which means empty. Are you feeling empty this morning? Or you feel like there's some things that are yet unfulfilled in your life? It's nothing but a name. And you can say I'm depressed all day, but it's nothing but a name. At the mention of the name of Jesus, depression has to leave. But the question is, whose name are you calling? Are you calling depression? Are you declaring what you feel? Are you declaring the promises of God? He did not declare that you would remain depressed. That's just an oppression, a spirit that's lingering that needs to be excused. It says, then the Lord met Balaam. Who is Balaam? The purposed one. The purposed one. Then the Lord met Balaam. Then the Lord met you at the place of purpose. When you come into the purpose of God, God will meet you there. You may feel like, man, God is not around. You got to ask yourself, am I in the place of purpose? As you come into purpose, you will experience love, joy, joy, joy. Listen, I can go to my job 10 hours a day. But it's nothing like standing before God's people and saying what God is telling me to say. I get joy out of this because this is purpose. Now, I believe God is transitioning, and sometimes you're in a place where you're waiting, but you just got to be patient and wait. Understanding God is preparing. I don't have this joy. I don't have this peace that you're talking about. I'm suffering. I'm suffering. Hear this. Did you know that suffering is a fruit of the Spirit? This is God's desire. This is His will for you. Now, I know that sounds crazy, but understand suffering is a fruit of the Spirit. Long suffering. When He hung on Calvary's cross, He suffered long. This is something that Jesus did, but there's a purpose, there's a message, something to be gained here as you're suffering. What about me? I'm suffering, and I'm struggling to make it day by day. I don't know if it's depression. I don't know what your situation is, but God does. Look at somebody and say, God does. God does. All right? And the Lord would say, hear this. So you say, I'm suffering. I don't have the joy, the love, the peace. I don't have none of that. I'm suffering. But God will say to you this day, my grace is sufficient. In other words, my grace is enough. Let's go a little deeper. It's all you need. Okay, what is grace? What is grace? Grace. In other words, my strength comes into its own in your weakness. It's also God's delay. Did you know that when I say God's grace is sufficient, I'm saying that God's delay is what you need? Because in the process, He's training, He's building, He's teaching along the way. So if your promise hasn't hit you yet, understand that His grace, His delay is just coming through a tight place right now. And if you would walk it out, hear this, if you would walk out where you are right now, God is saying, I'll refill you today. And God is saying, listen, I've already provided it. I'm the Lord of the harvest. You may even see what's yours. God is saying, wait. My grace is sufficient. What is my grace? My delay. It's all you need. Because had I given it to you in this last season, you would have messed some stuff up. Had I released upon you the new promotion, a new level, you weren't prepared yet. My grace is sufficient.
Everybody just clap your hands like this. Come on, just clap your hands like this. Come on, just clap your hands like this. Come on, clap your hands like this. Where you at? Come on, come on.